Hey there, going live. A really boring Facebook Live. I really don't have anything interesting to say. I'm tired, exhausted. All is good though. It was one of the smoothest international flights I've ever been on. Headed to Chennai, sharing the stage with Mohammed Katani, and I got nothing interesting to say. So I was like, why not do a boring one? So, if you're watching this, how are you? These water stations are getting more and more popular, I guess, where you bring your own BYOC, bring your own container. If you're following along, these are my prescriptions that I can barely see. Well, that's an exaggeration. But little blurry, old prescription, since I lost my glasses just before I left. Hey there, this is Darren LaCroix from Chennai, India. Wow, what a travel day. Traveled for about 26 hours yesterday, and I learned something very valuable and new that I had no idea after traveling internationally for 17 years. So there I am, going through immigration. Hey, Carrie Nelson, thanks for watching. You should be going to bed. It's late there. So I go through immigration, and apparently I was the last person going through, and I don't know what was going on, but it was just crazy because they were not letting me through immigration. I got pulled out. I got sat down in a little office, and hey, Wes Rogers, and in the little office, I was learning that there are many different kinds of travel visas, and according to this man, I did not have the right kind, and so I had a tourist visa, and it turns out you're supposed to have a convention visa, and I didn't know there's a difference. And it was I want to do a huge shout out to Regina McDonald. So Regina, you are amazing. So she was on it. We were talking on the WhatsApp through the phone and texting back and forth, and having a team that cares that much about you, even though I was a half a world away, just I didn't feel alone. And a big shout out to the convention chair here who was picking me up. He was waiting on the other side, and I was there for like an extra hour and a half, and he knew what to say and how to say it. And the gentleman working immigration, I know he was doing his job, but it was crazy because he told me that, or he told my conference chair here from D41 that he had to talk to his manager. And I'm in this tiny little office. I was very comfortable. I felt very safe, so don't feel bad for me. Hey, Jim Root. And so I felt fine, but I was just like, they were talking about sending me back. Like, no, wrong visa. I said, well, what can we do to change it? How can I get the right one? No, you go back. I'm like, what? So the conference chair was talking on the phone, and had a conversation with him, which was huge. He knew what to say and how to say it, but then the gentleman said, I have to talk to my manager. Well, talk to my manager? Well, he never left the room. He never picked up the phone and called anyone. It was just crazy. But I had a piece about it, and I called Regina. I sent a text out to my men's group and asked them to pray. Regina asked her women's group to pray, and I was just like, it's gonna be okay. What was really cool was I resolved myself that if I have to go back, I have to go back. If it was me a few years ago, I would have got mad and upset and frustrated. But I think the guy from immigration was just watching how I reacted, and I was very pleasant and very peaceful, and I give the credit up above. But what I also learned, my other travel tip was, you can, in your passport, so this is the visa that I had, which is the tourist visa, and he's like, no public speaking, you can't be on a public stage. I'm like, what? What do you? It's like a free event, and they thought, or he thought, it was political. I'm like, no, it's not political. I'm training. I'm here. I'm volunteering, giving my time. Anyway, back and forth. But what I learned is you must have 3 pages opened in your passport. I don't know why 3 pages. Well, somebody actually explained it, that in case you stay longer and they have to stamp it again, that you have pages. Because a woman asked me for another passport. I'm like, I don't have another passport. Hey, Marvelous Mark, thank you for your prayers, buddy, and glad it went well for you. But I sat there for an hour and a half, and I just kept praying over and over again. So make sure you have. So Regina and I chatted, and I said, when I get back, get me a new passport. Because she asked me if I had a second passport. I'm like, I don't have a second passport. So it was cool, but I really feel good that I had a calm about it, and I accepted if I had to go back, I would have gone back. So just a couple of travel tips. Get the right visa. And hey, Brandon, how are you? So get the right visa, and number 2, make sure you have 3 empty pages, and they only stamp on the left side. I did not realize that. Well, oh, the visa's for the right. Anyway, I don't know, but have 3 empty pages. I only had 2, so she said, you know, we can send you back for not having 3 pages. I'm like, what? I had no idea, so I'm telling you. So make sure you have 3 pages, make sure you have the right visa. And I don't know what was up with my fingerprints, but my fingerprints weren't working either. They had to do it 4 times over, and then we moved to another station, another machine. I'm like the only one left in the whole immigration area. Oh man, as if I didn't feel like I stuck out enough there. It's crazy. Hey there, Carol and Ronald, thanks for watching. So anyway, after an hour and a half, some talking, some praying, I got through staying at the Hilton here in Chennia, just a beautiful hotel. Just this really cool breakfast area, whoops, that I'm sitting in. Love this. Very nice. Beautiful place here, and lovely people who have been taking good care of me. So I'm going to speak to a marketing association tonight, and then tomorrow the district conference here. They are not letting you out. They might not let me out, but anyway, then India will have a world champion. Anyway, God's plan, not mine. Remember that. Security is very tight here at the hotel. Checking underneath the car. Here we are, heading out on our adventure. The way you guys drive is crazy here. I'm so not used to it. So this is my new buddy Mohan.
Hello. I really can't look at the sides when I'm driving at Chennai roads.
You do what you gotta do. This is crazy. I love this. This is like an amusement park at Disney. So here at MMA. Just getting ready to set up. Mohan while he's not driving.
Again.
So here we are preparing. This is the green room. Where we're getting ready. Questions coming up in the hallway have been really insightful, and I keep I got to remind myself. So I'm reminding myself while I remind you that, do you keep track of the questions your audience asks after you speak? And 2 people just, hey Steve, hey Satish, 2 people just asked me in the hallway here, what are my best tips? Or what, one gentleman told me about the keynote speech that he was creating, and he told me all about it, and I asked him the same thing I asked the young lady who asked me for a tip. I said, who's your coach? What? And one gentleman that I just spoke to I asked him, so who's your mentor? Who's your coach? And he explained the gentleman he was learning from. I said, well, is he world class? And he thought about it, and he said, well, you know, he's been a Toastmaster for a while, and, you know, he's a really good Toastmaster. And I said, yeah, but is he world class? And he had to really stop and think about it. And I explained that, you know, without Mark Brown, I would have never grown. And the analogy that popped into my head was my mom. My mom's a gardener, and every March, she lives in New England, every March she plants these tiny little seeds in these tiny little pots. And she puts them in a solarium, so it's this, you know, sunroom that it gets, it's inside, but it gets the heat and the sunlight and everything. And I asked him, I said, but what if she, in May, didn't take them out of those little tiny pots and plant them out in the garden? They would never have a chance to grow. I said, Toastmasters is awesome. And it changed my life, not just my speaking, but my life, my confidence. And I said, but it wasn't until I met Mark Brown that everything changed, and I started looking at things differently. I started seeing world-class techniques. So who's your coach? So the questions that people ask you are going to give you the insights into maybe what you could create for product, maybe copy for your website page. It's so important to just pay attention to those questions. In my program, Get Paid to Speak, one of the things I teach people to do is to wear their microphone, wear their little lavalier MP3 recorder, and when you do, keep it going after the fact. When people come up to you after the presentation, that's when they've got these great questions. But it's going to tell you what you are missing or what they want more of, and it's going to be so insightful. Because when they're asking you after the fact, you're not going to remember what they said, you know, because you're so caught up in the speaker's high that you really can't absorb it all. But you go back and listen after, when you can be a little more relaxed. And you'll definitely get some insights into what else you could create, what other blog articles you could write, maybe YouTube videos you could create. But the questions that you get in the hallway, especially after you speak, are gold. And they're going to tell you more about your presentation and also how to create good copy to help sell what it is you do. So just asking the question, who's their coach? You got both of these people to kind of step back and think. And it's like, if you want to be world class, you need to learn from someone who's world class. And anyway, I thought it would be a cool little lesson to share. So thanks for listening. I hope that helps. Got to run across to the event center for tonight's event, where we kick off the District 82. Yeah, I have to look at the sign. District 82. I go to District 41 tomorrow in Kolkota. But nice people, really making me feel welcome. And anyway, what are you going to do? Will you pay attention to the questions?
Sorry, I already messaged. I'm around only.
This is the pre-meeting. All the leaders are getting ready for the conference tomorrow.
Turn left.
Side saddle.
Yeah, woman.
What's it like in India? Now don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Focus on the road. Hands at 10 and 2. Hello. So my friends have no idea. So I thought I would show them a little taste of driving in Chennai. It's crazy. What do you have to do to get your license here?
There are different things that we need to do. So if you're going to ride a motorcycle, you have to put an 8 in your motorcycle without keeping your leg down. And then there are similar activities for the car. They make you stand on a slope, and you have to take reverse without, losing the control.
Nice. Every other person has a helmet on. Hey, Douglas Comstock. We're driving in India. Chennai.
So bridge that we are going to go on is now called Katipara. That is actually the shape of a double infinity. You will feel that now in a moment.
This is awesome. If we get in an accident, I'll have it on video. Seriously, this should be a video game. Driving in Chennai. Ding, ding.
So we are getting on the very famous bridge in Chennai.
And the name of it again?
Kattipara.
Katipara.
That's the Chennai metro for you. Yay!
This is the best sightseeing ever. Scenery is always changing every second. Yeah,
Finally.
we're coming. Wonder if the police monitor Facebook if I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
I've got like things to handle that. So that's
Oh, good.
no problem.
Well, where were you when I was trying to get through immigration?
I'm sure I would have handled it better than Satish Menon. I'm sure he is hearing this.
Uh-oh. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. No, eyes on the road, don't look at me. And they sit side saddle, the ladies. That's crazy.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're almost there. We should be there.
Just giving everyone a tour of Chennai. Yeah. Hello.
We are here.
Made it.
Where is the
Accident free.
Ocean entrance?
The other entrance.
So this is the place that it's all single place. You can see that name there, Chennai Trade Center.
So we're having the convention, 1,000 people coming.
Yeah.
Hello.
This way, entry.
Where's this thing? Okay, we are entering the venue. Guest drop பண்ணோம். Guest இருக்காங்க drop பண்ணோம்.
Chief guest சொல்லுங்க.
Chief guest US में USA. वो drop से drop करो.
I'm the white guy.
वो चीफ गेस्ट है आज का मीटिंग का, वो उसके ड्रॉप करके आ जाएगा वापस।
पार्किंग होता करेंगे।
आज का चीफ गेस्ट
है।
वो आज का चीफ गेस्ट है, उसका वहाँ ड्रॉप करके जाना है इसलिए।
चीफ गेस्ट नांगे ड्रॉप பண்ணிட்டு வந்துறேன் நான்.
So I'm the chief guest, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes. This is the one right inside.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the convention center. I'm going to get you a good view of it.
Nice. Sure, now the band stops playing? Come on.
We'll start when you.
When you get
When I get out. Wow, everyone's dressed up.
Yeah. Oh, it's Sri Lankan folks.
Come on, hit it.
Yeah, last time.
Just so you know. Hey there, this is Darren. It's about 1 in the morning here in India, and I've been compelled to do this video because it's kind of ironic how things happen, but who do you need to ask for forgiveness from? To? Not sure. Let's go with from. But who do you need to ask forgiveness from? I had a huge transition in my life after I was here in Chennai, India last time. There's a lot of circumstances, but there's always that one moment that you remember, that you carry with you, and maybe because it carries shame. And I think it was for me for sure. So back in 2013, I was starting to get a little egotistical. I remember I was starting to think I was better than other people. So when I won the world championship, like, that was like life-changing and brought me confidence I never ever had. But then after a few years and lots of pictures being taken, and let's just say my ego got fed, and once humility was like gone, and like then it kept blowing up. Hey there, Janet Camp. And so there was a moment here, literally in this hotel, and that's what kind of reminded me of this, that I was in this hotel in India, literally 6 years ago. And I'm an introvert, so I get tired, and sometimes I kind of get overwhelmed with people talking to me and asking questions and taking pictures, and I know better. I know that, I reach a point, okay, see ya, gotta go, and I go up to my room and escape. And for one reason or another, I didn't last time I was in this hotel, the Hilton in Chennai. And there was a young man who stuttered, and super nice gentleman, and he asked me a question that I wouldn't have known myself early on. But I remember just being tired and cranky and be like, that's like stupid. That's such a stupid question. And I remember trying to put on the game face and trying to be nice, but I think I was kind of mean. And that was 2013, and a lot of other things took place. But I remembered that moment. I remembered that young man. And when I was coming back here, it was a good thing. It actually led to me in 2014 getting baptized at Verve Church. And I definitely needed a little humbling after that too, because I might have an area that I've maybe excelled at, but I'm not better than anyone. And how dare I? Like, all the people want pictures taken with me, and it's like, okay, how bad is that, Darren? Shut up. Stop your whining. There was a day when you wish someone would want your picture taken with you. And so this is literally the hotel and the hallway. And I remember I was standing right over here, right in this hallway, and I just got mad and frustrated with him, and I kind of burst out. And it wasn't nice, it wasn't kind, it just was. And I remember going up to my room, but I brought with me a lot of shame, and I've been carrying it for 6 years. It was in the back of my head, and I was hoping that today I would meet that same man right here, and I didn't. And I was kind of disappointed in that, because I thought I lost my chance. But later on tonight, I ended up running into him, and I apologized. And he didn't even know. He didn't even remember. It didn't strike him, and maybe I had enough of a game face on that I could, in fact, say I'm sorry. Or maybe to him, he didn't even notice that I was mean. And so it's kind of funny that he'd never thought twice of it. He came up to me smiling and eager to see me, and it was kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, I need to, forgive myself, but I also need to ask him for forgiveness, which I did. And I was so thrilled to get that opportunity. So, is there something that you're carrying with you that you need to forgive somebody? They may or may not have noticed. But it doesn't matter. If you're carrying it with you, you noticed. And this was, well, thank you, Jeff. To err is human, but at the same time, at that point in my life, I was thinking I was better than this young man, and I wasn't. I might have an area of strength. He had a question. It was total ego. Why would I be upset at a question? Just because it seemed to be a silly question. He's a beginner. When I was a beginner, I had stupid questions myself. So there is no excuse. And I'm not going to just blame it on I'm human. So thank you for that. I will forgive myself now. But I was really thrilled to meet him and ask him for forgiveness. When I described the situation, didn't even remember. But I did. So if you forgive or ask for forgiveness from the person who hurt you, maybe it'll just lighten your load just a little bit. It did for me. See ya. Got you. Please, will I have fun? If you want your audience to have fun, they're not going to have fun unless you're having fun. It starts with you. Exactly. So you did the work. Yeah. And, you know, it's contest time. It's contest time. Let's have fun. Yes. Do you know who Sir Laurence Olivier is? He's a famous actor from decades ago.
Then I'm like,
And then it doesn't matter that you know him.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said, rehearsal is the work. Performance is the relaxation. So you've almost got to switch modes.
yes,
I'm preparing. Okay, I'm done preparing. Now it's time to give to the audience.
yes,
So here's the most important one. So 3 is will I have fun?
yes,
So 4 is ask yourself, how would I give this presentation if I knew it was my last one ever? So you just change your emotion?
Yeah.
But if you ask yourself just before you go on, you're gonna lock, you're gonna lock in, missile lock for the audience. How would I give this presentation if I knew it was my last one ever? And that comes from one of my mentors. You asked that before you go on stage?
I'm already feeling the jitters of it. So yeah,
थोड़ा हार्ड सा हो के थोड़ा जेंटल सा हो के थोड़ा सेंटी सा हो के थोड़ा मेंटल सा हो के सारे It's not true.
Hey there, this is Darren LaCroix from Kolkota, India. Whenever something happens, I want to make it a teaching moment. And one of the most important things that you and I can do to get booked as a speaker is to understand we're just a piece of this big event. So right now we have this convention and conference going on, and there was a lot of dancing and late night, and it was crazy here. Well, guess what? It's the morning, it's early, and the audience isn't completely here. So Vishal is the event planner, and for you and I to get more bookings, the most important thing is our relationship with the event planner. We need to see, they need to know that we're just a part of the event. Ego is one of the biggest problems, and event planners know event planners, and they talk, they know each other. So for you and I, getting rebooked is the fastest, easiest way to build our business. So Vishal, if you could join me here. So Vishal is the event planner. So just tell us real briefly what happened and why it matters to you that I know you're the boss,
Yes.
and I'm just a piece of the piece of the event.
Yes, I know. We were a little haywire with the timing last night because of the late night party. But this morning we were supposed to start at 8, but now we don't have enough people. So we had asked or requested Darren to reduce his session. The reason being, it's about everyone attending the event. It's just because Darren is a team player and everyone else is. So Darren has gracefully accepted that it's just not about you. It's about looking at the larger picture. It's about the event. It's about the people. So we had to cut short his presentation time from about 60 minutes to under 30 minutes.
So we're gonna move back the starting time in order to take care of everyone. So thanks.
Thank you.
I know you're busy, so go do your thing. But thank you for doing that. So for you and I learned this early on in the National Speakers Association. 80% of paid speeches come as a result of people who've seen you speak. So it may not be that person who actually saw you, but the person who actually saw you might have recommended you to that event planner. So for you and I, how we are at the event, how we handle ourselves, affects our relationship with the event planner. The event planner runs the show. They're the CEO of the event. You and I are just the hired help. So if we can look at it, one of the best pieces of advice I got from Patricia Fripp and Rick Siegel, two of my mentors, was be the event planner's favorite. Be the Speakers Bureau favorite. When I asked them, what do I need to do to be your favorite? A lot of them were going, what? What do you mean? And it's so funny, their reaction. No one ever asks them that. But I need to know what's important to them because every event planner is different. They've handled different situations. Their audience might be different. So I need to know what matters to them because my relationship with the event planner is the most important thing for me to get rebooked. So Vishal knows other district directors and can influence them. So if Darren's like, no, I'm doing 60 minutes, like he's gonna tell them and they're gonna be less likely to want to bring me in for an event. So when you're on stage, when you're at the event, you and I need to remember, let go of the ego. It's about the event. So as you can see, we're supposed to start about 8 o'clock, and right now, they're all still sleeping or getting ready. And so it's okay. I'm here to do what's best for the event, and so are you. So remember, when you're on the event site, ask the event planner, how do I be your favorite? And you'll get more bookings. See?
First, we didn't hear what kind of.
Hey there, finally the trip is coming to an end and I'm here at the hotel about to head to get a beer with the conference chair and a few friends and then off to the airport to take the journey back to Las Vegas. What great hosts at District 82 and 41 for taking great care of me. Fun audience, just warm and receptive and quite an experience. It's kind of crazy that I get to do this and travel the world. Very fortunate. So Vishal,
Yes.
our conference chair, nice job.
Thank you very much, Darren.
It's taking us through the streets of Calcutta at night. Calcutta at night. So where are we? Vishal, where are we?
We are at the grid.
The grid?
The grid in
And
Calcutta.
What is the grid?
Grid is a cafe, brewery, and kitchen.
The best in Calcutta?
One of the best in Calcutta. Yes, it is.
They have the best beers in town.
Smile.